YouTube, hello. Today I'm going to be doing a couple of basic upgrades to my 1984 Corvette. I'm going to do two things. I'm going to do headlight replacement and spark plug replacement. Shouldn't be too labor intensive. These are going to be two pretty minor and affordable upgrades, but it should make a fairly big difference, at least in the way that I perceive the car. And let me show you what I mean with the headlights specifically. All right, so let's get into this. So popping the hood, let me show you the headlights that are already in this thing. And please don't blame me for this. Please don't blame me for this. These are the headlights that were in it when I got the car. And, you know, to each their own stylistically, but that's not my vibe. I'm somebody who really prefers for older cars to have headlights that are the right era. And I don't like throwing LEDs in just anything, and that definitely doesn't look right with this car to me. So we're gonna change those. Here's a better look at these. Just the vibe of that is not right. You know, if you do like that, I'm not judging you. My personal preference is that I'd rather these be something that looks more like what it would have had from the factory. So recently got these for Father's Day. Hopefully they work all right. They were not expensive. This is what they should look like in my opinion. This is much more like what would have come from the factory. These are like, you know, a bulb in lamp situation. I don't think you're even supposed to be able to change the bulb in this lamp. And hopefully it's kind of like a warmer look. These are like straight up like light blue. This I hope is more yellowy. And yeah, so let's take the old ones out and find out. I haven't replaced the lamps in this car before, and I'm not looking up how to do it because it shouldn't be difficult. Yes, this is a little loose because I removed one of the screws from this like outer shell of the pop-up, because when I was turning them on and they would flick around, this one would sometimes get caught on a screw that wouldn't stay in all the way, so I just removed it. And that's fine with me. That's like the roadkill way of doing it, right? Doesn't have to be right for me to be okay with it, like technically right. So if I'm missing a screw there and it doesn't have that problem anymore, sounds like it's fixed to me. Also ignore the colored zip ties holding that fan in place. That fan just about fits, but is not exactly right. So those colored zip ties are there. Speaking of zip ties, looks like that person has this zip tied in there. Okay, well, the first thing would be to remove that then. See if I have a knife in my Jeep here. That should work. Yeah, that should work. That looks like it cut it. Oh man, it's like hanging on by a thread. There we go. All right, now, why were you in here? It looks like it's just because that lamp itself has something wrong with it. Hopefully it's not. Oh no, this is like part of the car. It's all right. I got zip ties. I can use them if I need to. Well, that was simple. Okay, now how do you attach? Is this gonna be a nightmare? Hopefully not. Hopefully this is just plug and play. The battery is out, so no chance of shocking myself. I think that's the same adapter or plug, I mean, that's on the new ones, right? Yeah. So in theory, it should be that easy. This is crap. If you want to buy those, just let me know and I'll send them to you. Okay, let me reference this to see how. I mean, this thing was totally in that socket, so those prongs are not as long as this. They only go to that like riveted point there. So yeah, I'll go for that. I'll go for that amount of engagement. See if that seems right. Oh yeah, that's all it needs. Why am I doing it like this? I should take this metal thing out, right? I know I should. It's just that clip right there. Clearly oh, I see. There's a screw up there. All right, that's a little bent up. I don't think that was just for me. Don't blame me. Yeah, I feel better about that. I want to see where the cord is going anyway. I feel as if that Looks a little strange with the prongs just like hanging out there, but whatever. Wow, that looks so much better. So when this car is off, but the battery is connected, usually only one of the lights will flip. They'll both turn on, but only one will flip around. But when the car's running, then I guess they both have enough energy to flip. Okay, I'll address that in a minute. Let's change the other one. There we go. Okay. Should always have zip ties on hand. See, I heard Freiberger say one time, if you need to get a zip tie around a corner, just put a little bendy in it. It'd be unfortunate if the lights don't work after this. Perhaps for that reason I should just start up the car and see if the lights work. Sometimes they don't flip up at all if the hood is up. All right, so I know the lights work. Now I just gotta get that one to flip over. Got it. There's a manual like override on them that you can hit. That's awesome. Check that out. Man, the front of the car finally looks the way that I wanted. That's radical. This may not seem like much to you, but I just wanted the car to look like it did in the 80s, and it looks so dinky with the LEDs in it, in my opinion, and that just looks right. It's 5 hours later. I've had a wardrobe change, and I went and did a bunch of other stuff I needed to do inside the house. I took a break after I finished the headlights, and now we're going to get back to it and do the spark plugs. We'll see if we can do it before the light goes away. It probably shouldn't be too bad. They are all pretty easy to reach, I think. So yeah, let's just get into it and see how it goes. I've got my cheapy tools that are going to help save the day with this. I got some flexible extendo thingies. I needed these in general, but I think they'll be helpful with this. I know they make spark plug things that are like a flexible socket extension. I wanted to get some of those flexible things anyway. Cheapy torque wrench, and I got some extensions and stuff if I need it. So let's see how this goes. If you've never done this before, it's really simple. You just have to locate the spark plugs. The hardest part usually is just getting to them, but on this engine, it doesn't look like it's bad for really any of them. Locate the spark plugs, and you gotta remove the spark plug wire, which it's just kind of like pushed on there. The main thing that you don't want to mess up is you don't want to put the wrong spark plug wire back on a spark plug if it wasn't the right plug that originally went with it. If you mess up which wire goes on which plug, then the engine won't run right. It's got to have the correct firing order, and that's how you make sure you don't mess that up. Just do one at a time. I'm pretty much a mechanical noob, even though I really like this stuff. So I need to test what size socket to use. And 5/8 is the winner. And the socket clears the header, which is wonderful. For this one, I don't even need the extension thing. Easy to get to with just this. I also wanted to mention that I expect to see a lot of deposits on these. When I got the car, the coolant temperature sensor, which is right here, it's that gold thing, it wasn't properly working. And I got it working, but the car was running rich for a long time because of that. So I expect them to be pretty black, although this one is not, so that's good. All right, first one's in. Gotta tighten it up. You don't want to over tighten these. You just want it to be in there. And that's good enough. Put the plug wire back on there, and it kind of snaps in place, and that's good to go. All right, 1 down, 7 to go. Definitely got deposits on it, but not black soot like I expected. Oh, by the way, the plugs that I got are just regular AC Delcos. This is as you probably know, if you're watching this, you probably know this is a super low compression engine. This is the original engine that came in this car, and it's a L83 350. It is peak 1984 technology. By that point, engines had been so unimpressive horsepower-wise for a while. Once the muscle car era was over in the early 70s, in like 72, 73, when smog regulations really started to come in, and there was all this stuff about emissions. Car companies really started decreasing the power output for most of their engines, even the V8s. This is, of course, an early 80s engine. The industry had not yet changed very much in the power department at that point in history. So this engine is very low compression and makes very little power. But it is still a fun car and a fun motor, because it is a V8 and it sounds good. Sounds really good actually for being so gutless, and makes decent torque, so it is fun to drive. But the power is kind of something to be desired. Given all that low compression and everything, regular old spark plugs will do the job just fine. Nothing premium needs to happen. All right, I've got the driver's side done, and it wasn't too bad. This looks like it might be a little bit more annoying because of the AC box here, which is not in use, but it still looks like it'll be okay. All this AC junk is gonna be annoying to get around. Did you get that? Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Still struggle with that. Yes, I sweat this much all the time. It's like 8 p.m. right now, and it's like 80, 85 degrees. I know it's not terrible, but not comfortable. I don't know if you've ever been to South Carolina. Likely you have if you're watching this, because I ain't famous. But you know that the South Carolina heat is not like pleasant. And I don't know that there is such a thing as like pleasant heat. Not for me anyway, because man, I sweat like a monster. Regardless of what temperature it is really, but man, in South Carolina it's unrelenting. It's like being inside somebody's mouth. It's not good. This is annoying because of the AC crap in the way. Oh good, I got it threaded. Might as well talk a little bit about why this particular model of Corvette is important to me, or why I like it at least. So this is the C4. My grandfather had one when I was growing up. When I was in elementary school, 4th grade, 5th grade, my mom's father had an 87 C4, and it was red. The engine was better than this one, but only by a little bit. And it was an automatic, and boy, I loved that car. I thought that was the coolest thing I had ever seen. It was the first Corvette I ever rode in, and I really fell in love with that thing. Unfortunately, he sold it a few years later, but I'm glad that I got to enjoy it while it was around, because it left a lasting impact on me. When I was that young and I rode in it, I was barely old enough, or barely tall enough to even see over the dash. Because if you've ever sat in a Corvette, you know that you're like laying down in it, and that wasn't so good for a little kid like me at the time. So I had to like mostly prop myself up, like with my arm behind my back, to see the road. And I wanted to see the road, wanted to see the action. So anyway, that's kind of how I got introduced to C4s. Definitely greatly contributed to my love for Corvettes. Not to mention that C4s are the most affordable Corvette right now, and likely will remain so for a while, by nature of being the slower ones. And some people think that they're one of the less attractive ones, but I think it's one of the coolest looking cars ever. Like I said, some people starkly disagree. I'm somebody who primarily loves American cars, although I'm not somebody who only will have an American car. I have interest in pretty much any vehicle. Doesn't even have to be a passenger car or a truck. I love stuff that I can drive, stuff that has a steering wheel. I do not care for things with handlebars. It's never been my upbringing, it's never been my interest, but anything with anything with the steering wheel, I'm there for. Love Japanese stuff. I would totally have a Miata. I would totally have an RX-7. Totally have a Supra. We own a Subaru. That's just an Outback, but it's a fun family car. And glad to own one. Very nice to have the all-wheel drive in that car. Anyway, I'm good with Japanese stuff, German stuff, English stuff. That one's pretty city. But closest to my heart is the American cars. See, after this one, just have 2 more to go. And they're gonna be the hardest ones to get to. Sweating my face off. It's the next morning. Finished the spark plugs later last night, so I didn't get a chance to start the car because it would have been loud for the neighbors. I failed to get one of them because one of them is in such a difficult spot that I don't know how you would get it with like any tool. I'm sure it's possible, but I decided to just give up on it for now, and I'll consult somebody later who maybe would know better than me how to do it, because it's in a real difficult spot to get to. Like can't get the wrench on it, like can't get like any kind of tool on it. So I left that. I'm gonna start it right now for the first time and make sure that it seems like it's running fine, because I want to make sure that I got all of the plugs engaged appropriately, plug wires engaged appropriately on the plugs. So let's see. All right, first cold start. Since new spark plugs, I usually let it sit right there for a second with the auxiliary on. Okay, here we go. Sounds right to me. Cranked right up too. Nice pop. Sounds good, and it sounds like it's running fine. Well, that's a wrap on this small journey of mechanicking. This was a lot of fun, and the most difficult part was definitely trying to get that last spark plug out, and that's something that I will tackle in the future. But had to give up on it last night, and man, it runs strong right now. It definitely made a difference to change the plugs, and yeah, burnouts are back, baby. So, thank you for watching, and yes, go enjoy your car today. Have a good one. Goodbye.
Get him! Get him! Oh, you got pretty close! Don't get rabies! That's why I was saying don't get rabies, because I thought somebody was just about to